So our research is focused on studying how we can integrate more renewable energy sources by taking advantage of the operational flexibility of the water infrastructure. By operational flexibility, for the most part, I mean the flexibility in the power consumption, namely when and where to consume electricity. Talking about renewable energy sources, we think about sources like solar and wind power. But unfortunately, most of such renewable energy sources suffer from intermittent and unpredictable power output. For example, you simply cannot schedule a, let's say, solar farm to give a specified power output of 300 megawatts for a specified hour for the next day. That's simply impossible because that depends on the weather and a lot of other uncertain factors. However, to run the power grid in a reliable and efficient manner, power supply and demand have to be balanced at all times. Obviously, this can be a big challenge when we have an increasing percentage of electricity generated from variable, unpredictable renewable energy sources. So to solve this problem, there are two major approaches. One is to implement large-scale energy storage systems, and the other is to adjust the electricity consumption pattern from the demand side, which is a demand-side management strategy, and it is often termed as demand response. According to the definition of DOE, demand response is an organized behavior by electricity consumers to shed or shift their electricity consumption from one period to another period. And given the large electricity consumption by water infrastructure and their embedded flexibility in such consumption, we are motivated to study potential opportunities for the water infrastructure to play a more active role in demand response programs. In our current work, we are interested in studying multiple water infrastructure systems, including treatment facilities, water conveyance and distribution networks, and even some smaller scale water systems such as a building. All these systems have one thing in common, that is they consume a lot of electricity to treat and supply the water, and they have some embedded flexibility in that electricity consumption. To facilitate such studies, we're also developing optimization models and algorithms that aim to optimize the operation of such water infrastructure systems for more effective and efficient demand response participation. And finally, we also have to pay attention to different mechanisms through which the water and the power infrastructure systems interact with each other. In most cases, this kind of interaction mechanism is determined by their regional electricity market structure, because for whatever water system operator to be motivated to launch their demand response program in the first place, they must be compensated to some extent by the power grid. And finally, let me show you a concrete example of our recent work in this field. So in this figure, we are seeing a typical water distribution system that consists of 7 pumps, 6 tanks, and a number of water consumers. We are seeking to optimize the pumping operations in this water distribution system such that it can maximize its benefits from shifting its electricity consumption and getting some compensation from the power grid. As we can see in this other figure, if the solid lines represent the originally scheduled pumping operations and the corresponding electricity load profile that minimize the electricity cost given hourly electricity prices that the system operator the water system operator acquired in the day-ahead electricity market, then the optimal way to reschedule the pumping operations in real time given different demand response incentives from the power grid are shown by the dashed lines. So in this particular work, such optimization results are obtained from a mixed integer linear programming model. If you're interested in our work, please feel free to contact me at yliu025@stanford.edu. Thank you for listening.